Look at this, guys. In Fortune, they say, we may be looking at the end of capitalism. So understand something. It's not like they have a massive left-wing bias at this old investment bank. No, this is like a dry, straightforward analysis of the situation where they're looking at it and going, oh my goodness, we have a huge problem here. Corporate greed is leading to the inflation and it is destabilizing the entire capitalist system. Wow. When costs go up, so do profits? That's not how capitalism is supposed to work, but that is the recent trend. For over a year now, consumers and businesses, both in the U.S. and worldwide, have struggled with stubborn inflation. But the soaring costs haven't prevented corporations from raking in record profits. The companies in last year's Fortune 500 alone generated an all-time high $1.8 trillion in profit on $16.1 trillion in revenue. Voices largely on the left side of the political spectrum have been sounding the alarm on this. Think Bernie Sanders in Congress or Jon Stewart's recent grilling of former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers. But now an economist at one of the world's oldest and greatest investment banks is singing the same tune. Albert Edwards, a global strategist at the 159-year-old bank Societe Generale, just released a blistering note on the phenomenon that has come to be called greedflation. Corporations, particularly in developed countries like the US and UK, have used rising raw material costs amid the pandemic and the war in Ukraine as an excuse to raise prices and expand profit margins to new heights, he said. And the French investment bank isn't just rhetoric. It's one of the select banks considered to be systemically important by the Financial Stability Board, the G20's international body dedicated to safeguarding the global finance system. Furthermore, Edwards wrote in the Tuesday edition of his Global Strategy Weekly, after 4 decades of working in finance, he's never seen anything like the unprecedented and astonishing levels of corporate greedflation in this economic cycle. To his point, a January study from the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City found that markup growth, the increase in the ratio between the price a firm charges and its cost of production, was a far more important factor driving inflation in 2021 than it has been throughout economic history. So again, the narrative you hear from the right is big government spending is leading to the inflation. Well, no, it turns out it's not big government spending. What was it, like a one-time check of $1,400 or whatever it was? That's long gone, right? The real problem here is you still have some pandemic issues with the supply chain, but more importantly, corporate greed and monopolies are giving us the inflation. They are exploiting a tragedy to just jack up prices across the board. They are baselessly doing that because they just want to pad the bottom line. That's exactly what's happening, and now everybody is acknowledging it.